Splatoon clones are not nothing new. We have had them ever since the first Splatoon game did come out in 2015. Sepia Go came shortly after, maybe in 2016, and then shortly after that we got Splatter Wars on the smartphones, which was a top-down version of the Splatoon gameplay we know and love. We have got Crayola Scoot on the Switch, and some might even say that Ninjala is trying to be a Splatoon-like experience, but none are going after that Splatoon gameplay quite like Foamstars, which was revealed in the PlayStation Showcase yesterday. It is being made by Square Enix and it will be coming out on the PS5 and PS4. We don't know when it will be coming out, but it is quite obvious that someone over at Square Enix has played all of the Splatoon games, because that gameplay, it definitely does remind me of the Splatoon experience. It does sort of feel like a blatant rip-off. At times you can see special weapons like the Ink Strike, the Baller, the Killer Whale. I think I might have even seen something like the Splashdown and the Reef Slider in there. It is so obvious they are going after that Japanese money. They want that Japanese money badly, that's what it feels like to me. But I would say that it does have potential. I'm not going to completely write it off. Of course I'm interested in the game. I want to check it out because I love Splatoon. I love the gameplay so much. It is one of my favourite shooters of all time. So of course anything like it will pique my interest a little bit, and that is what Foamstars is doing at the moment. It definitely does have potential. I definitely want to try it out, so whenever there is like an open beta, however you want to pronounce it, I will definitely check it out. I'm not going to dismiss it as a Splatoon rip-off and just, you know, ignore it. Because I've got a PS5 now, I'm definitely going to check it out for myself. There is no question that this is going after Splatoon, but I would say that I feel like from the trailer it does lack the personality that Splatoon has. It does feel like someone has sucked the soul out of Splatoon and you are left with Foamstars. The visibility does concern me a little bit, as well as the movement. Even though I say that the game does have potential, I definitely want to check it out because the gameplay is so similar to Splatoon. Because it is so similar, because you are going after the kings in this area, I'm going to have high standards for this game. And if you do not come close to this Splatoon experience, if you don't match it or better it, then don't bother making it, don't bother releasing it, because we have got something like Splatoon out there. We don't really need it. Yeah, maybe you could say, what about the PlayStation players who don't have a Switch? They want that Splatoon experience. Yeah, you know, that is alright for them, but for me, as someone who does have a Switch that has played Splatoon ever since the first global test fire for the first game back in 2015, I'm going to judge this game up against Splatoon, and the community is going to do that as well. And if you don't match Splatoon, then this game is dead in the water. It's dead on arrival. It's dead after the global test fire equivalent, whenever that will be. Hopefully they will get playtesters that have played Splatoon. But Square Enix, if you're going after Nintendo, then flipping heck, you're going to have to match what Nintendo have done, and that is not going to be an easy feat. Also Square, you better get ready, you better get set, because I'm going to flipping put you on a 110 meter hurdle race. You got so many hurdles for you to jump over for me to get excited for this game. First of all, the question I have got raising in my head after seeing like the footage, does this have gyro? Because if you don't have gyro, again, don't bother releasing it. Is this going to be a $70 game? If it is going to be a $70 game, is it just going to be an online multiplayer experience that is going to be a tough sell? Is it going to have any lore in there? Is it going to have a story mode? Is it going to have a PvE sort of mode in there like what Splatoon has got? I'm going to compare this to Splatoon because it's quite obvious that this is going after that Splatoon Japanese money. Obviously Square, they saw that Splatoon 2 sold really well in Japan, and of course last year when Splatoon 3 did come out, around about 8 million sort of people did pick it up around about a month after it did come out. 5 million of them was from Japan. So they want that Japanese money. They want it badly. But yeah, the questions are raising in my head. Is this going to be a free-to-play game? And if so, what are the microtransactions going to be? Is it going to be a pay-to-win situation? And if that is going to be the case, then again, this game is going to be dead in the water. It's going to be dead on arrival. If it is going to be a live service game as well, then Square, they don't have a good track record of that, because they did close down their Final Fantasy shooter that did come out on the smartphones maybe a year after that did get released. So what is the longevity for this sort of experience? Is it going to be shut down the year after it does come out? They don't have a track record of making a shooter as well, but you could have said the same about Splatoon and Nintendo, and we have got one of the best shooters ever made. So yeah, I guess you could cut them some slack on that. All of those questions come before the gameplay, the most important thing about the game, and of course I did touch upon that with gyro, but of course you got the gameplay as well. What about the movement? It's like Splatoon, you've got the ZL button, which is your sprint, your reload button, all in one. And the gameplay itself with Splatoon, it flows really well. There is a really good fluid sort of pace to it. I don't know, based on that footage, whether it can match Splatoon. But having said all of that, if this does turn out to be a good experience, then I feel like competition for Splatoon is only a good thing, because it would push the devs to make an even better experience. And I'm going to be honest and say that the sizzle season for Splatoon 3, I don't know, my excitement for that has dropped a little bit based on the stupid sort of time requirements we have got for the challenge game mode, where you can only play it 2 hours at a time. It is like 2 hour slots. There are 3 of them on a Saturday, and then that is it for a month. Then you're gonna have to wait another month to play on that again. And the stages in Splatoon 3, I don't know, they just leave a lot to be desired in my opinion compared to the rest in the series. So if this does come out and it is a good experience, then it might push the Splatoon devs to make an even better experience for Splatoon. We don't know when this Foamstars will be coming out, but I am interested to check it out. And who knows, maybe this will come out when updates for Splatoon 3 does drop. So this might be the perfect thing to tide us over until the next Splatoon. So yeah, Foamstars, it did pique my interest. It did get me a little bit interested. But I definitely want to sort of play it first before I do get hyped, because I do have my concerns. But then, you know, just to be a little bit more positive, I definitely do like the concept, because of course I do like Splatoon. I like sort of what I am seeing in terms of the little gameplay we did see. You know, I definitely want to check it out. It's not a situation where, you know what, you know, it's rubbish, I don't want to check it out. You know what, I definitely want to check it out. I want to see how close this does match to Splatoon. But like what I said before, you're going to have to match Splatoon to tide or to get me away from Splatoon. I'm not sure whether Foamstars will be able to do that for me. I don't know, the one thing I would say about Foamstars, it definitely does feel like something is missing. I can't quite put my finger on it, but compared to Splatoon, I definitely feel like something is missing. And yeah, maybe it is what I said earlier, it does sort of lack the personality that Splatoon has. Blimey, I've had a lot to say about Foamstars. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Definitely a lot of negatives to it, but I definitely feel like there are some positives as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below.